Hello guys, welcome to the channel. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot. I apologize for the poor quality of this video. It's 11 o'clock at night here and I'm in the middle of packing my house up and moving houses. So things are a little hectic over here. And I know it's been a while, about a week since I've posted, but it's due to the impending move here, and it's consumed my energy and my time, and it's also kind of taken me away from other readings for a little while. So, once I get settled in, things will be a lot more smooth and a lot more systematic again. But in the meantime, I was really called, really compelled tonight, actually, because I should be sleeping. But I was compelled to pull some cards for you, and I just wanted to do a quick reading for you. So we're going to use the Muse Tarot, the Divine Masculine Healing deck, and the Divine Feminine Healing deck. And these are both by the beautiful and wonderful Diane Garris. She has an Etsy shop. You can check it out in my description box below. And I would urge you to support her work. These are powerful, powerful decks, especially the Divine Feminine deck. And I've just done a post on Patreon as well. So if you're interested in reading that, it's an update as the day before the Pisces new moon here. And it's the first of the month of March. And this is the last in a series of 4 months, December, January, February, March, 4 months that have been really, really challenging. So we've got one more month to push through, and then April looks really good. And I know that I've been trying to launch the early bird for the April group coaching program for 2022 here, but because of the move, things have shifted a little bit. But the early bird will be launching next Monday, for sure, March 7th, 2022. So the early bird special saves you $600 off the entire program. It's a great, great deal, and we would love to have you. So stay tuned for that, and you can also check out my website. It's lunargoddesstarot.com for more information. The description and the link for that is below as well. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm really, really anxious to see what's going to come up. And again, guys, I apologize for the poor video quality, the lighting and everything, but I really needed to get this out to you. And most of my stuff at this point is boxed up. And so I'm moving on Friday. And so I just needed to create a little space here to be able, oh, there we go, wow, to be able to give you guys some information, because there's a lot coming through. I talk more about the life review that I talked about in my last Patreon post. I talk about that on this post, and I also talk about what's going on with the Divine Masculine and why you may or may not be hearing from them, and why they may be reacting or non-reacting, and what that actually means, because all is never as it seems on this journey. So the first thing that's coming up here, guys, is Temperance, the balance card from the major arcana. So what this is telling me is that there's a real need right now to create balance in one's life, balancing the masculine and the feminine energies, the doing with the surrendering. And that's a huge theme for any of you like myself that are moving through some sort of a major life review and a major move, and parting ways with the familiar and going into this unfamiliar territory. So what's interesting is your masculines may have actually accomplished that or gone through this movement or momentum last year, and now you're doing it, but it's not necessarily the same. So maybe they went through a divorce and now you're going through a move, or you're going through a breakup of your own, or you're going through some sort of a, it may feel like a crisis, but some sort of a shift. Okay, so it's like we're bringing balance back in. So we need to make sure that we stop and pause, and we don't freak out, because the energies of March, as I've said, guys, I tell it like it is. I'm formerly Divine Truth Tarot. This is now Lunar Goddess Tarot, but I'm going to tell you the way I see it. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. So this is a hard month that we're in. And many of you are already feeling the energies, very pent up, aggressive type energies this month. I talk about that with the masculines over on Patreon as well. And, I wanted to just share that if you're in touch, if you're in communication with your masculine, be mindful, because there's a lot of deceptive energy around still throughout the month of March. So be really mindful, guys. Like if there's a birthday coming up and you feel like you need to reach out or something, maybe think twice about that. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, for real. And also, if you decide to reach out and you don't get a response, I want you to step back and respond to the non-response. But that doesn't mean responding and reaching out again. It means how, you get to choose. How do I want to respond to this? How do I wish to react to this trigger? And what you may find is like, it doesn't even trigger you at all anymore, which is an amazing feeling. And it means you've taken great strides forward in your journey and that you've broken a cycle. Okay, so it doesn't matter if they respond or don't respond. The 3D is really null and void at this point in the journey. It will become more important here as we move forward in the year. Guys, you know, I'm not saying physical union is not important or doesn't matter, but what I am saying is that you're of utmost importance. This is your journey. This is your experience. So if they don't respond, no big deal, you know? And if you do respond or if you do react to that trigger, that's okay too. It's just showing you where you're at. It's just showing you where there's still work to be done. All right, let's get a message for the feminine. Ace of Swords, right? So you might be in some kind of, feminine. That could be some energy that may not feel so great to your counterpart, okay? So it could be like some of you may have lashed out at them. Again, they're in deceptive energy, so some cheating might have come to the surface, some deceptive energy, some lying. You find out that there's someone else in the picture or that they're not telling you the whole truth. So there's something could be coming to the surface now that just makes you feel a little queasy or a little uncomfortable. And you're going to be asked to balance. You're really going to have to go into that temperance energy and that goddess energy. The goddess does not need to reprimand the masculine. The goddess simply steps back. The true divine feminine energy doesn't reprimand. She may question and she wants the truth. She'll get to the truth, but that's an action of love. That's an action of love. And when you are speaking the truth to your counterpart and they get triggered, but you're showing them their true self, it's an act of love. It's an action of love. So I don't want that to be mistaken for the opposite. It just may not feel that way in the moment to the masculine because it feels earth-shattering, because what you're doing is you're turning their world upside down. But in reality, this is exactly what they need to hear. So the Ace of Swords coming through very strongly, very clearly here. But you need to bring balance, feminine, so you don't sway too far to the masculine side, which many of you are guilty of doing or have been guilty of doing in the past, myself included. So maintain your composure during this time, okay? But you are speaking your truth quite loudly, might I add. Quite loudly, quite kind of aggressively at this point. You just may find that things are starting to really come out of your mouth and you can't even help but speak the truth. And we know that offends people, so it's going to offend some people in your 3D life, but that's cool, that's okay. You just need to move forward knowing that you know what you know. But your words can be weapons, and a word can really, like, you're spitting the truth, but that can hurt others. So just be mindful of that, divine feminine. You're very powerful right now. We have the King of Pentacles, which I fucking love seeing for the masculines. Like, love, 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 love. I know what many of you are thinking. I can feel it through the card. Yeah, but why hasn't he come forward? Why hasn't he made a proposal to see me? Why hasn't he made plans to see me? Why haven't I gotten that text or that phone call, Sarah? You're talking about, you know, the King of Pentacles, meaning he's going to show up in the 3D world, but where is he? Well, just because you're not seeing it in 3D doesn't mean it's not happening. The 3D is very illusory still. There's a ton of illusions, so many illusions swirling around right now. It's impossible to even talk about all of them. I mean, there's illusions in the world at large. More and more people are waking up en masse. And as that happens, these fantasy worlds that we were living in are falling apart. Who we thought was on our side or what we thought was good for us. I'll give you a hint. It starts with a G and ends with a T. Okay? Things like that are falling apart and crumbling. And the truth is just, I mean, it's like they're going from one sensational story to another. Okay, that's what the media does. They're seeing this happen. And what it's doing is it's distracting us from what's really going on. Okay? We know this. We know this, guys. We've got this. We are the warriors of the light. We are the light chasers. So don't worry about what you're seeing or not seeing, okay? Because your masculine is really putting down roots right now. You're a little like, you got some emotions coming up, divine feminine. And again, I talk about that on the post, why that's happening, where they're coming from, what to do with it, how to handle it, how to go forward so that they don't consume you on this journey, because they definitely can. And that's one of the things we address in the program as well, is how to not be consumed by longing, how to not be consumed by the emotions that you're feeling for your counterpart, or by the anger or the rage or the sadness or the heartbreak or the rejection or the abandonment, and how to overcome those things, why they're happening, and why the triggers are actually healing. So the Divine Masculine has a lot to say tonight, okay? A little bit more than I'd like. It's very late. I need to go to bed. Divine Masculine is overwhelmed. Yeah, I definitely feel this. I think I actually use that word overwhelm in the post. In many ways, I feel overburdened. I'm trying to do the right thing. Okay, so this is like, look, he's trying. I'm trying to be the King of Pentacles, which is the king of stability. It's the king who comes in and stays. He's not going to come in and out anymore. So guys, if let's say you reach out to your counterpart and they don't respond, you're like, oh, what does that mean? It means he's working on this, and it means he can't yet give you the full cake, the full Monty, so he doesn't want to come forward until he can give you the full Monty, because he doesn't want to be a man who doesn't follow through anymore. He wants to be the one that comes forward and says, I can give you everything. So just chill out, relax, go back to what you were doing before. Everything gonna be all right, okay? It says, often this feeling of overwhelm stems from trying to please others while leaving yourself and your own needs for last. In many instances, you can calm down the overwhelm for a while in a temporary way, but if you haven't done the deeper work, it will return. Yeah, he's trying to get to the core issues of why he feels so overwhelmed. And part of what's happening is, there's the ego, and there is some anger coming up for some of these masculines, especially some of these first waver masculines, these older masculines. They're a little bit angry. They're pissed off because their worldview has been shattered, and they're trying to make sense of their lives. They're trying to make sense of all their choices, the consequences of their actions. They're trying to make sense of how they got here. Like, how did the world get to this place? Like, everything that I thought was real, I've been lied to. People that I care about have lied to me. It's like, and all of a sudden, those titles and accolades and those medals, some of your divine masculines are famous, or they're athletes, or they're scientists, or what have you. They don't mean a damn thing at this point. The masculine's like, I can't take this shit with me to the grave. I can't take this with me. So it doesn't mean anything anymore. It's no longer holds the significance that it used to. He says, I still want and desire you, but I don't want to face rejection or judgment. Yet another reason why he may not be coming forward. I don't want to feel like I failed with you. He felt like a failure in the past. So he's healing that abandonment. So let him heal it. If you are called to reach out from a deep, deep place of not desire, not ego, but from a place of true unconditional love, and they don't respond, it's because he's still healing that abandonment wound. So let him be. Let him be, okay? And then the divine masculine, the other energy that's coming through for their healing is accountability for their actions and their choices. King of Pentacles is the most accountable king. He's the most stable king. He's loyal. He's devoted. He's dedicated to the cause. He's dedicated to the mission. He's dedicated to his connection and partnership with himself and with you. Okay, and it has to be like that. He has to come first. You have to come first for you. He has to come first for him. You do not want your counterpart in a place where they're putting you first. He needs to put himself first, and you need to put yourself first. And this is where we failed in traditional society, because you put the other person first, you're not putting yourself first. That's codependency. So he's breaking free from codependency. Many times I have not stepped up to the consequences of my actions. Yeah, but he's being burned by them now, guys. The karma wheel is turning for the masculines. I have been in denial of my truth. Yeah, so remember what I was talking about. Surprise, surprise. The true divine feminine will not hold you accountable to the sacred contract. She will let you go if you want to go. You already have enough to be accountable for, correct? You either remember and acknowledge this eternal connection, or you don't. And if you don't, the divine feminine energy will not force you into anything. Unconditional love does not force or coerce. She will simply walk away. She will do so with a very heavy heart and tears in her eyes, but she will walk away. Yeah. So, yeah, and that's what a lot of you have done, is just walked away. And the divine masculine is feeling the repercussions and consequences of their actions. They really are. It feels very, very bitter. There's like a lot of bitterness, but the bitterness is really towards themselves at this point. Ooh, divine feminine. This is that Ace of Swords energy that can get kind of nasty. It's like that Queen of Swords energy. Manipulating. When I feel I'm being manipulated, I feel like manipulating back. Many of you, this is coming up because some of you are feeling like, he's ignoring me, I'm going to ignore him. Or he's cheated on me, I want to cheat on him. Or he's lying to me, I'm going to lie to him. It's like tit for tat. Doesn't work that way in this connection. You're not going to get far. You're going to go backwards if you do that. Both feminine and masculine energies can be manipulative. It's a learned game of control. It's a game of distorted power. It's a low vibrational game. On this journey, part of what brings you into union is giving up the games and embracing your maturity and authenticity. Fear blocks love and in fact blocks everything. It blocks union. As difficult as you may find it, walk away from this ridiculous waste of time and life force energy. Yep. Walk away. If your masculine is playing games, walk away. And if your feminine is playing games, walk away, because you're perpetuating a cycle of abuse. You're perpetuating a cycle of codependency and toxicity. So the feminine's also dealing with, I feel like when I make a boundary, my twin runs or people don't like me. The healing work is that boundaries are healthy. Barriers get created from fear. Get this verbiage in your vocabulary. I am willing and I am not willing. It is more than acceptable to have to make healthy boundaries. It is necessary. Get very clear on what you are willing or not willing to do, then be okay with whatever that is and stick to it, Divine Feminine. Feel that alignment deep within your soul and do not make yourself responsible for the actions, non-actions, or choices of others. Boom. The codependency. A lot of you, remember I talked about this, reality versus illusion. It's hard to convince myself that this is real. We talked about this in the beginning of the reading. The reality is that you're in a twin flame connection. Some of you are, some of you aren't, by the way. That's going to trigger the hell out of some people. But most of you, what we've found, the people that are questioning it, you may not be. The people that are coming to us saying, I know I'm in a twin flame connection, are mostly indeed, in fact, in a twin flame connection. But it's the label, guys, so don't get hung up on it. The illusion is that you are not. This journey can feel scary and you may feel alone at times. You may think you're deluding yourself. You may not be able to come to a complete understanding of it. And you never will. Shit. This is not rational or logical. It's spiritual. But there are certain signs that can assuredly point to the ultimately undeniable truth and help you know beyond any doubt that you are not making it up. Twin flames will always mirror each other in some way. That is one sign. And there is the knowing. Both masculine and feminine know, even if such definition remains unspoken. Twin flame souls are showing up here at this time on Earth to help heal the imbalance that has occurred between male and female energies. There's a Temperance. And it is big work. It's important to accept the mission, release resistance. It's the kind of union work that affects and raises up the collective soul. Big. Embrace and do the work, Divine Feminine. Okay? So those are the cards I have for you today. I hope this has been a very, very informative reading. I send you guys all my love and support. We hope to see you in the April group, Transformational Group Coaching Program. It's starting in mid-April and it will run for 4 months. And again, the early bird special is launching on March 7th. March 7th. It will launch, actually it'll probably launch midnight on the 6th. So you'll be able to sign up for the program then to save $600 off. And we are so excited to offer this to you. We're so excited to be launching this, and it's a very, very powerful time this year, 2022. Got some great portals and energies in it, and also just to assist you guys with breaking free from old cycles and contracts that you have with your twin, and knowing the truth and being able to really truly honor and respect the journey, the true sacred journey. It's amazing. And to bring you back to your authentic self and help you integrate all the lessons that you've learned, break through any barriers, and bring you into union with self first and foremost. So lots of love, guys. I'll see you as soon as I can. Wish me luck with my move. See you soon.